Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon. I am here at the hair salon getting my hair done. I got about 10 more minutes to put these foils in. And I'm here in San Pedro and they're having something called the Feria, which is this big ferry. You may have heard me talk about the Feria in my hometown, Sununa. It's very loud. A lot of explosions, there's a lot of music. It's typically more loud at night, but it was actually kind of hard to find the salon because the town is just like, the road is just like full of, like, imagine like a county fair. You have all like the stalls with the games and the crappy food and all the things to buy, little plastic toys. So I am here. So I got on a boat today and I came to another town on the lake called San Pedro, and that's where I come to the hairdresser. Maybe you met Ross in the last video. He's from London. He actually used to work at like really fancy hair salons in London, and today he lives here with his brother in Guatemala, and they have their own sort of like very like artistic. Let's look around. Yeah. They're sort of like renegade punks, like feral children, who, yeah, but he's like a professional hair person. Is that a mermaid? It looks like a mermaid. Hi everyone. Hi honey. Hi Rebecca. Hi Kathy. Hey Lawan. Yeah, I'm getting my hair did. I almost called it the video instead of getting my hair done, getting my hair did. So stay tuned, because in this video we'll keep it running and we'll see how it looks when he takes these foils out. So yeah, my hair, I have not gotten it done since the last time I was here. Oh, look at this. So you know where I live, in Hummingbird Valley, we look out, when you're at Coruna, maybe you've seen this, we look out at the lake and there are all these volcanoes in the distance. So there is one. Do you know The Little Prince, the book The Little Prince by Saint-Exupéry? Where he talks about adults will think it's a hat, but really it's the shape of a boa constrictor eating an elephant. And so the funny thing is, so this is the view from Coruna. And so some say Saint-Exupéry was influenced by this view. Others say it's in another part of Central America. I don't know it's true, but either way, I think it's cool. Hi, Brittany. Yeah, those bombs are loud. How much does he charge? I actually don't know. I think probably, I don't know, probably less than $100. And that's with color and cut and the whole thing. So I'll just show you, we'll just peek out. So we're here at Brothers Hair Saloon. And so you can see the street is actually here. Why don't we'll just pop out for a second. Very advanced security system, as you can see. I am the funny lady in the street. So daytime it's like but at nighttime this is when it explodes. And Feria is such a loud event that typically people who live here for a while, like a lot of my friends, they leave town for Feria because it's so disruptive. So I actually had a hard time finding the place because all of these stalls were up. Oh, is this the coin game you're talking about? So that's kind of fun. Oh wait, we gotta use it. We're gonna get in trouble. So they rent rooms here. So it's 7.5 Q to the dollar, so they rent a room here for less than $10 a night, which is pretty good. But it's kind of like a hippie hideout, you know. And they got elves. So it's very professional. I love that Ross came from these like very high-end hair salons in London, and then here he has this sort of like very rustic, very feral sort of salon. So, and his brother is very cool. His brother is really into knitting. So here's a wild sweater 100% cotton. Apparently he spins his own yarn and then knits. And so this piece took 60 hours to make. And it's cool. He's like a dude who knits. A dude who knits, you know? It's like, cool, man. Ah, there's my jacket. So cool, right? So, okay. Should we peek? I'm just doing this whole thing. Okay. I know, Chantal, my sister would love that. I was thinking that she would be into it. So let me grab my uke. So I had a great music lesson yesterday with my friend Saul, who is a very talented musician. He's one of them. He comes and plays at Kirtan, and he's just like, yeah, just very talented. And he's been helping me break down some new strumming patterns. So like, I'm learning actually like closed strings, like. Let me show you some chord progressions that he taught me. I'm still learning this one. I made it my notification sound on my other phone, and so now anytime any notification comes, I get the strumming pattern. So I'm trying to put it in my brain, because what I'm learning is like, and this goes out to anyone who's learning guitar, maybe ukulele. I know some of you are inspired and got your own ukulele. It's hard at first. My brain, it does not go these shapes, and so when I first learn things, it's like, and I think that can be equally said about when we learn any new thing or try to change our lives or, you know, change our ways, right? At first it's like, this doesn't feel right, but you gotta just stick with it. Like, stick with it and keep practicing. See, then it's like playing the music, but then also playing the... I'll get better. So I know I just have to practice. Yay! So, yeah, I got a few other songs that I'm learning. My little songbook, that's the other thing, is when you're learning the uke, like, you get a songbook and you start to write down your songs. And so I'm really pleased to see like this little book. Like I go to practice, I talk to people, I find new songs, I write them down. Let's see. This is one. You want to hear me do a really, really bad song that I have not practiced yet? Okay. Oh, I see. Then it's like, what is the strumming pattern? Oh, mani padme, oh, mani padme, oh, mani padme, oh, mani, oh, mani padme, 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 oh. So that's what it sounds like before you practice. And then actually with Saul advice was really good that he gave me. Is like, oh, Sandy comes and thanks for the stars, honey. And hi, Corrine. And guys, if you're just tuning in, stick with me. We have about 5-ish minutes left before Ross, my fancy hair dresser from London, is going to come down. We're going to pull these out and see what we got going on under here. But Saul gave me a really good piece of advice. It's like, because these mantras, like when we're singing these mantras in Sanskrit, they have these like really deep meanings and deep vibrational meanings that are associated with them, you know. And so he suggested is just jam out on one song for 1 hour and you go into a trance. You get into like an altered state. And I found it to be true. Like as I was learning the Hariom one, we were actually playing on a rock, me and Saul at Casa Curativa, and then Neil walked up and kind of like surprised us. And I opened my eyes and I was like, whoa, I was like in a twilight zone. I was high from playing this song. So it's true, and especially when you're playing these like really beautiful, very divine chants, like that's the kind of high that's really good for you. Like that's the kind of, you're aligning your vibration with a power greater than yourself, which is really nice. Oh, Amanda, you got the uke, nice. Great, so Amanda, you can play the shitty song. Everyone can play the shitty song to start. Record yourself doing it so you can see how far you come. And then what I recommend is go into YouTube and just search ukulele tips for beginners, or ukulele chords for beginners, or ukulele strumming patterns, because that's the one that was really my biggest challenge and what almost stopped me from continuing. And that's also why I wasn't practicing, because I could get the chords, but I couldn't get the strumming patterns. You know, so like this is a strumming pattern that I'm learning. And I actually really like doing it, this method, with just kind of blocking off. I'm not pressing down, I'm just very lightly putting pressure. Oh, Tyler, thank you for the stars, honey, thank you. I very lightly put pressure and then just, because then you're just hearing the strumming patterns. So here's another one. As opposed to, hey,
how's it going?
It's great.
Oh, cool. You're ukulele in the waving here.
Yes, sir. You're the knitter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
I
your
just
work.
came back with lots of string to
Nice.
finish making this black dress.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, I heard you're doing a custom dress for a girl.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm doing it in double speed. It's
Nice.
crazy. Thanks to JJ driving me around, I've been able to stay on schedule.
Nice.
So literally though, I'm on schedule.
There's
Aww.
good priorities in life.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Do you sing?
Yes.
What do you sing?
Mostly songs.
Okay, but which one? Like which
I don't
type?
know.
Do you make your own songs?
I do sometimes.
Oh, amazing.
Here's one.
So cute. I love it.
Thanks.
I sing too.
Oh, nice.
I love singing.
Do you make
and
your own songs?
I'm learning. Yeah, I'm learning how to play guitar,
Cool.
but it's kind of difficult. But
Yeah,
I'm
it is.
learning. Like literally, I just started. But I play a bit piano and I
Nice.
sing most likely. So
Nice.
and dance.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm discovering that the key is just practicing.
Yeah.
Which is why I brought my ukulele to my hair appointment to
Aw.
just practice.
That's amazing.
And here's Ross. I forgot to tell you doing a video. So you guys may remember Ross from
Should be
another
time to
video.
wash. Alright, Jay.
Love you guys. See ya.
You too.
Yeah.
Creating your own heat.
Yeah, you know, I much prefer being hot than cold, so I guess that's why I love living here, because I'd much rather be hot than cold.
You got like 5 minutes.
So we've got 5 minutes. Do blue again, Laura. I'm not in my blue phase. So that was a phase. That was like, you know, Picasso had the blue phase. I still wear blue, but when I went into that phase, that was when I was really realizing how much I had chosen my like color palette and so many things in life because I was trying to please my ex-boyfriend, and so I had this big realization: what colors do I want? What do I really want? And that's when I connected with blue, and that's when I had the blue hair, and I just went really deep into blue. Now I'm not so extreme. You'll see I mostly wear a lot of like earth colors now, and that's also a reflection of my energy now. But I still bring in blue because I love it, but I'm not blue evangelist. I'm not a blue evangelist, you know, anymore. Hi Selena, hi honey. So just put in the time. If you're learning something new, just put in the time. Put in the time. Put in the time. In fact, can I tell you something? Before Luke left, I had this moment where I said to him, Luke, I really wanna play kirtan song with you. And he's like,
There's a guy with a accordion.
oh, yeah. Nuts. Oh my god, let's go.
You got like 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh my god. Wow, that is a big guitar. Actually, I bought some of these. You want to see what I bought? What did I buy? Where is it? I bought some of these. Do you remember these? I remember these when I was a kid. I'm gonna wear them at kirtan. Yeah? Cool. We're done. Okay.
How often you see that, right?
Huh? Yeah, that's cool.
Just chilling outside your house.
It's like a mariachi band.
Yeah, I think there is a mariachi band, right? But it's not always the accordion. Okay. Do you want to take a seat in place?
Yes. Oh, so, I told you about the notification. Yeah.
No.
So that sound, why it suddenly came up, is that I put that strumming pattern as my notification on my phone,
Okay.
so that when anyone messages me or anything comes through, it just starts the strumming pattern.
All right, sweet.
Which is why. But hey, you know, if it helps me learn, that's good.
Yeah, we'll just register it in your brain.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like that's what I'm. Do you play an instrument?
Yeah, I play a little bit of guitar.
Oh yeah, you said that. You said that.
And
Do you feel like it comes easily to you?
no, not at all. It took me being in Jamaica and some guy called Martel. Yeah, he spent 4 hours, 5 hours with me drumming, telling me I was doing it wrong for ages. And it takes that time of practice.
Yeah, it's like you gotta get it in your brain.
Yeah, he played for like proper. Let's jam with cool people in Jamaica. Yeah.
I find that helps. Like I was playing with my friend Saul yesterday, and
Yeah.
just like playing with someone who like has it in their blood, like they have it in their brain, and then just like getting to the point where I can just sort of like latch on to what they're doing, and then kind of ride the boat with them until I get used to the strokes, you know?
Well, yeah. But then at some point you got to do 4 and 4, right? Like it's just part of it. Like, have you ever heard of Rodriguez, Sixto Rodriguez?
Yes, of course. I
Yeah.
love Rodriguez.
Right. So like.
Have you seen Finding Sugarman?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's so great.
Yeah, of course it is. But you know, like as fantastic as the story is, a lot of his songs are like really easy to play. Like I can play I Wonder.
Nice.
I learned to play Sugar Man, which
Nice.
is actually that's difficult as fuck. But like you know, just simple stuff like that makes you catch on. You realise how good his music is, and you're like, oh, actually, it's not quite as.
I want to learn some Rodriguez songs.
Yeah, right. Who doesn't want to learn some
Yeah.
Rodriguez?
Nice.
Like, I play what, the Small Faces as well. You know Small Faces?
I'm sure I would know it if you saw. How does
Yeah,
it
it's like it's Rod Stewart, right? So it's like I can sing you the song. Poor old granddad, I laughed at all his words. I thought he was a bitter man. He spoke of women's ways. They use you, abuse you before you even know. But love is blind and you're far too kind. Don't even let it show. I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, wish that I knew what I know now.
You're a great singer.
When I was stronger. I love the second verse. The can such a pretty show, steals your heart away. But backstage, back on earth again, all the dressing rooms are grey. You want her lips, but you get her cheek, makes you wonder where you are. You want some more, but she's fast asleep, leaves you with a twinkling star. It's great.
That's great.
And like the last bit, it's just a story. And then it goes back to, there's another verse, it goes to, poor young grandson, there's nothing I can say. You'll have to learn just like me, and that's the hardest way. Ooh la la. Well, yeah.
That's great.
Ooh la la. Yeah, yeah. See? I love playing on guitar, and it's so simple. You could learn that ukulele. It's G, E, and D. And
All this-
it's so easy.
It's
man.
crazy how like all the songs, they sound so complicated, but it's like the same couple
It's
chords.
a rhythmic pattern. It's like,
Yeah.
like Lean on Me is C. You know? You know Bill Withers' Lean on Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's just C?
Oh, it's C, F, and then you're interchangingly picking between those two
Oh wow.
things on the guitar. And once you learn it, you're like I know loads of Bob songs, like playing jamming. What is it? I shot the show. Sorry, my love. See, it's hot day, huh? The water's even like slightly warm.
Oh, it's great.
Right.
Is it better to rinse with cold water? Or does
At
it
the
matter?
end, because it closes the cuticle.
Oh.
Once you close the cuticle, it's like the sealing out in. So I just opened it up. We're just going to mix up your toner. Just stay there for me, man.
Yeah, this is relaxing.
Yeah, so just you keep on practicing, man. And
That's the key. Yeah, so I was just
you just gotta love it.
I was just telling them, like, I was telling my friend that, like, hey, I want to play music with you, and he's like, kind of rolling his eyes at me. He's like, you're not practicing. Like, I can't play with you if you're not practicing.
Yeah.
And I felt really like chastised in the moment, but it was true. It was absolutely true. Like I wasn't
the thing
practicing.
is, you just never like people even like Sting and some of the old blues artists are some of like the most instrumental in their time. You know, there is still improvement to be done. It's mad. It's really mad. And they think that it's like the artist's way.
They think that they need to keep improving.
Yeah, there's always more to
There's
explore
always more,
with music. Yeah, it's like an evolution.
Yeah, that's what I'm really discovering about music. It's like, I don't know, it's like it's its own
Language.
It's its own language. It's like it's its own force, and I have to just surrender into it and kind of submit to it and let it take me and not try to control it. You know, especially with like writing songs.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
It's like you just gotta do it and practice and play, and then let it naturally emerge, but without trying to force it. Trying to force anything doesn't really work, unless it's like a.
It's trying to force anything, unless it needs force.
Unless it needs forcing, like a dog into a kennel.
Oh no, I don't know. The idea would be never to force anything, but then you can drag a horse to water, right?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So guys, yeah, I'm doing color and I'm gonna get a cut. Where do you get your like supplies from?
I get my supplies from Sandra's market in Panorama.
Oh.
It's really good. They
Are they like-
bring all the stuff from the city here. You know, it's super helpful. Allows me to do my job. It started small. It started off just with cuts, and then people asked me for colours.
And you were doing colours in London, so there was no.
Yeah, like just if you can find the tools and equipment, you know, these products are widely available. If you have the information, you just put it together.
Yeah.
It's like music. There you go. It's my music.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's you know, there's a lot of maths in here that gets done, science. It's good. But yeah. It started off small, and then, you know, we do keratin treatments.
What is a keratin treatment?
Well, keratin, you know what keratin protein is?
No.
Keratin protein is what your hair's made of.
Oh.
Okay, so your hair's made of keratin, like your nails, your hair, keratin protein. And what we're doing is we're replacing the keratin that you naturally lose over time.
Oh.
And through colouring and through heat damage.
Do I need that?
Honestly, it adds a lot of weight to your hair. You bring it back to your like best natural state. It almost becomes slightly waterproof.
Oh.
You're good. You're using kind of you're doing highlights, so you still have some of your own natural in there as well. Like it's your hair's in good condition right now. You said your hair's quite oily as well.
Yeah.
Right. That's good for your hair because like you need some extra oils. Like we were talking about earlier, it's a balancing act.
Yeah.
So. What we're really saying about your hair is a keratin treatment is like a 5-hour service.
Oh, why does it take so long?
Well, the first session takes like 2 to 3 hours. All right, it's because you're blow drying the product in. So to take you through the process, we would wash your hair with a cleansing shampoo. Then we would dry your hair completely. Then we would apply the keratin treatment, leave it for 20 minutes, then dry it in. And believe it or not, this takes a long time because you're drying a product into the hair.
Wow.
Right? You know, have you ever got your hair really greasy before?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, right. Try and blow dry that out, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Right? But that's what we do with the keratin treatment. And then we have to straighten every piece like 6 to 8 times because it's heat activated.
Oh wow.
And that's just the first session.
Wow.
And then you have to rinse that and do it. I like to do it over 2 days because it leaves your hair in better condition. Like it's perfect for people with ultra damaged hair.
Okay.
Right? Like if your hair is on the like edge of life, it's perfect. If your hair's super curly and you want to take a bit of the curl away, like it would make your hair really flat.
Wow.
And because it has the sort of side effect of everything being really shiny and heavy, so it makes your hair slightly straighter. People often confuse it with a Brazilian blow dry or a straightening treatment.
Okay.
And that's not what it is.
How long does it last for?
It lasts for about 3 to 5 months, I would say.
Wow.
You definitely get 3 months out of it. It depends on how you look after it.
And then what's the one? There's like another treatment you can do where it puts curls in your hair, like
a perm.
Like a perm. What is a perm?
Yeah, I love perms, but I would never do one to you. I'm not that cruel.
Why?
Well, so perms sort of it weirdly stands for just basically permanent.
Oh.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Okay.
So what you're actually doing with a perm is you're breaking the bonds of the hair.
Oh.
And you're setting them into a new shape. People have called them perms because they were often associated with curls, but you use the same science and technology to make your hair straight as well. Right.
What would you say for someone with frizzy, dry, grey hair?
Frizzy, dry, grey hair. I would say use argan oil.
Okay.
And make sure that you've got a good detangling treatment, probably a tangle teaser.
Tangle teaser?
Yeah, they're fantastic. They're like
What's
$12. These. Demonstrate for you right now.
Oh.
Like hair tangled after hair being washed. This has nice, flexible, I don't know what you call them, bristles, flexible bristles. And it just allows you, like, because I've just spent loads of time tangling up doing highlights. It allows you to comb through the hair without breaking it.
So how is that different than just like a comb or a brush?
Well, because combs and brushes quite often break the hair, whereas these flex and bounce off the knots.
Oh.
So if you're using a bubbled brush, you'll quite often be pulling your hair, creating breakage, having a... I don't know, some people, when they braid their hair, they're quite hard on themselves. They need to be gentle, and a tangle teaser helps you do that.
Yeah, I'd say that's true for a lot of things.
You know, like, I'm not saying that you have to have your hair coloured, but if you have your hair coloured, it's, you know, you want to avoid as much breakage as possible. You know? This is just bringing all the condition through.
Would you recommend that I do that when I condition my hair
Yeah, absolutely.
in the shower?
It's easier to do when wet. I'm going to brush through your hair again once you're at the chair. But we're just going to give you a little massage. And is this for all your use?
They don't do this part in the US.
What do you mean they don't do this part in the US?
Like, I don't think I've ever gotten a head massage during a haircut in the US. I did get it in Singapore
Really?
when I lived there, and it blew my mind.
I thought the US would.
Maybe some places do, but not the places I went.
Standard service here. Yeah, well, it's in England. In Guatemala, I suppose, as well now.
Who do you get your hair done by?
I normally train someone just to give my undercuts, and then I have dreadlocks. And my brother does dreadlocks. So. Yeah, this will take you away all the stress from you over the last couple of months.
How does that work?
What do you mean, how does it work?
I mean, you know what? I retract my question.
Yeah. I think the less words means it's working.
I love head massages so much.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Nice, you're just gonna feel refreshed after this too.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the cold. It feels good.
Yeah.
I remember the time I did shave half of my head, and I just remember how it was just like, oh my god, I never realized how much heat my hair was holding.
Yeah.
Until I shaved my head, and it was like, wow. Oh.
Hey, would you like to come take a snack?
Oh, that's great. You're okay? You're cool with the video?
Yeah, I'm cool with the video.
Yeah, you're
at some points I'll just,
you're a natural man.
At
some points?
At some point I'll just be concentrating.
Yeah.
It's easy to do when you're doing the work.
There we go.
I think if you're just staring at a computer screen, I think it can be like, you know, hard to produce content. But if you're actually doing something, then then it's there already. How are you feeling? All right?
I'm still
you want some water?
recovering. Yeah, actually.
Yeah. How long have you been playing for now?
You know, I got this about a year ago, and I started, but then I got really, like, I don't know, I just kind of stopped. I kind of gave up on it because I wasn't getting the strumming patterns, and just, I don't know, I stopped. And then it was only a couple months ago, back in May. Yeah, in May, I went back to the States, and I was staying with my sister. And so I was at my sister's place, and this was shortly after I had gotten that comment about, like, well, you need to practice if you want to play with me, you gotta practice. So I went back, and so I was sitting at my sister's house, and I just, like, you know, I was left alone for some time because she was off at births and my niece was at school, and so there I was at the house. I was like, all right, well, what am I gonna do? And I just ordered a new ukulele. So that was also part of it. Is I had another one that I wasn't such a fan of. I don't know. I didn't like the sound.
I had one that I couldn't get in tune. I got everyone to try and tune it. The tuners say it's correct, but like you said, like the sound of it just wasn't nice.
I don't know. There was something about it. It was actually not a real ukulele. It was actually a tiny guitar.
Yeah.
Like it was made by a guitar maker who just made a small guitar. So it wasn't. There was like something missing, and so I didn't really enjoy practicing as much. So when I went back to the States, I got this new ukulele in the mail, and then, you know, my sister's out, my niece is out, and so I just had this time, and I finally just, I sat down and I went on YouTube and I searched this strumming pattern because I was like, I'm like, you know, like this sucks. That, you know, and even that's good. Like what I was doing was like I didn't know how to do it, and so I finally just watched some YouTube videos and I just got the strumming patterns, and that just like blew open the doors. And then I was able to learn a few songs like "Let It Be" and
nice.
and actually like sound remotely like music. And then here we are. And then now I have like I do this like kirtan every Sunday. I have like a
You enjoy
practice
kirtan?
group. Yeah, I do. I really do. At the beginning, not as much, but now I'm really into it, especially now that I can play. And I think I don't know. I feel like it's like part of my journey to become more in sync with those vibrations that they're giving off.
I like kirtan. It's just like, you've heard of 5 rhythms?
Like the dance?
Yeah, like like people do 5 rhythms differently, right?
Yeah.
Depending on who's sort of running it. But I really like that because people will interpret it differently. I find kirtan is a similar sort of approach to dancing and free movement, you know?
Mm. You know, I actually credit 5 rhythms with some of my first sort of like awakening moments. Mm-hmm. I was in New York, and I remember doing a 5 rhythms dance, and something like broke in me.
Thank you very much. You said something broke.
Something like broke in me, like something broke open during the 5 rhythms dance, and I even remember at the end of the dance, like seeing these 2 women embracing and just having this incredible love between them. Oh, my notification off. And I just remember I was so lost at the time. I was in New York City, and I just remember being like, I don't have what those women have. And then now I'm living this like hippie life where I'm loving and embracing women and just like, and I'm embracing everybody. Like
Freudian slip there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm embracing, I mean, in the example it was these 2 women, but I'm embracing everybody. Where was I? I got my train.
Blushing, I believe.
Somewhat. My train is somewhat off the tracks now. Suddenly good.
Wow,
it really
on
is
a sticky
summer.
wicket sometimes.
Sticky wicket.
Yeah, a very traditional term. My mother uses it a lot. Right? She's like, oh, you're going to be on a sticky wicket. It's like being in a pickle. You heard that? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. We have pickles. We don't have sticky wickets though. Yeah, no. So my point was that at that point when I started that first 5 rhythms dance thing, I was very closed. I was really like lost. I didn't feel connected to people. I didn't feel open in my energy. And then now it's like I'm living this other version of life where it's like, oh yeah, I can do the dance. I can do the singing. I can do the embracing all sorts of people and meeting it and just like I think I feel like there's a certain evolution of the energy as like energetic beings, right?
It took me to go to Jamaica to do that, I think.
You mentioned with your music, was that?
With music, with people, with everything, it sort of challenged yourself. Mm-hmm. Especially to go to like a black cultured country as a white person. It's very, I think it's very important at least. Like, you know, what can you say? Racism's everywhere, but to actually have any understanding of what's going on, you have to go to these countries, and you know, Jamaica's like peace, love, unity, right? People of one people. That's what it says on their flag. Mm-hmm. But they're very against a lot of other things, and it's a country of poverty. It has loads of beaches and stuff like that, but it's, you know, there's lots of poverty, lots of AIDS survivors and stuff like this. Kids go to school like 1 day a week there, and it makes you rethink a lot of your life.
I mean,
culture shock, right?
That's what I always say about traveling. It's like it makes you rethink your life, you know, seeing these things.
After that, coming to Guatemala, you see the people are a lot different here. They live in a similar sort of economic status, but they're a lot happier and friendlier to tourists. It's very interesting.
Did you find that the people in Jamaica weren't friendly?
No, they're just confrontational.
Oh.
They're friendly, but like confrontational is the thing. It's hard not to be confrontational if you're brought up in Jamaica because of what's happened in the country. It's crazy. Yeah, I saw a riot when I was there.
Wow.
They're like,
What were they
boy,
rioting
no. Someone got murdered by the police.
Oh.
Standard day operation.
Wow.
Really true though.
Wow.
And yeah, like loads of people go to India, right?
Yeah.
Have like a somewhat similar experience.
Yeah, I was living in Singapore for a while, and I was, you know, I was a white girl, and I was the minority. I was surrounded by Asians. I remember going to this food market, and it was just like I was literally the only white person there. And I remember in that moment just being like, yeah, I feel like this is important. I feel like every single person should know what it's like to be the minority, you know?
Yeah, I mean, being Jewish most of my life is in England, so it kind of makes you a little bit of a minority, but not in the same way. But like, yeah, because like traveling to a different country, it's like even if you aren't a minority, you're just in a different country. Like, go to France and see how you get on. It's funny. I've been to France so many times. That's just one country that I just like. Oh, it's great. Its food's great. Everything's great. Even the people can be nice to English people sometimes. they can. It's possible, right? But but you know, the country, it's hard to navigate. It's a foreign language. Even Jamaica, they speak English, but they speak patois and Creole. So
I lived in France when I was about 12 years old.
Wow.
And it was hard. It was hard
How
to
many
navigate.
years?
For 3 years. Yeah,
For 3
12,
years.
12,
Okay.
12, 13, 14.
But you're still an information sponge at that age.
Yeah,
Right? Like
yeah.
you're still just like.
Yeah. But I was also like, really resisting it, and so I didn't learn as much as I could have because I was at that age where I was like pushing against things really hard, you know. So I kind of wish I could go back and have a more open mind, you know. Which, you know, I could say that a lot of stages in my life.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's like open mind culture, right? So you can always look back in hindsight and say that about loads of different things if you want to. But the truth is that if you went back and sort of did that, you probably wouldn't be where you are now.
Exactly,
So like
exactly.
it's like you probably would have taken up a few more French things. Maybe you went to French patisserie school. Like just as you're a 12-year-old, like you're full of potential, right? Like a whole life ahead of you.
Yeah.
So you have no idea what's going to happen.
Patisserie school.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be great.
Imagine
But then
how
I would
many
be
cakes you'd
So
be
many
very, you'd be
cakes.
very big.
so many cakes. But yeah, I was like, imagine I was just like.
Right, it's true though. I once okay. All right. My mother has a friend called Ruth.
Okay.
Now Ruth, very large lady, okay, super big lady, and I love her. She's funny. She's great. She's good. She's good laughs all the way through. Now, I hadn't seen her in about a year or something, and she rang up the house to tell my mother that she'd become a gym instructor. Right?
Okay.
Now, I couldn't do anything but laugh down the phone, right? Because I just didn't believe it. But when I saw her, like she was a gym instructor, you know, she changed her entire life. Now, then she went to a wedding. She met Ralph, and Ralph and Ruth had a little cake shop together.
Uh-oh.
And my God, she was backing up. She was on a mobility scooter.
Wow.
We were like within like a couple of years.
Wow.
We were just so you can change your
So
life.
what's the moral of that story?
Don't own a cake shop,
Cake shop.
or at least have some willpower to not eat only cake.
Yeah.
But you have to taste your cakes. I don't think you can own a bakery and not taste. All you're gonna do is eat cakes. How can you not? I eat so many.
I eat so many. I have parasites all the time.
Why? Because
Parasites
sugar.
love the sugar.
Yeah.
I like how you're able to go with these different angles, and I don't know.
Well, you treat the head as a segment. Right? Well, in training they like to call it like orange segments, if you like.
Orange segments?
Yeah, but there's a way to visualize it in your mind, because what you're doing is creating a sculpture.
Oh.
But like as you get more into your profession as a hairdresser and it's cutting hair, what you're understanding is right now I'm just over directing all the layers here, making sure that we're taking off the dead ends. And this is what makes it work, because layering is not just a layer. It's the whole head. It means removal of weight. Layering.
Oh, removal of weight.
Yeah, so you're making the hair lighter.
Oh.
You're adding a little bit of texture
Nice.
and shape around the face.
Nice.
You know, you have to factor in all of the hair. You can't just do a layer here, a layer there. That doesn't work. And this is just to give your hair some vitality. It's just feeling a little bit brittle.
That's great. I mean, I think it's been definitely probably a good at least 6 months since I was here.
Yeah, it's definitely been some time.
So you playing these days?
I actually know. I told you earlier. I lent my guitar out to a friend of mine.
So that was like a recent thing.
Yeah, I was just not using it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, and he was like, "I'm traveling. Can I just use it for a little bit?" I was like,
That's
cool.
such a gift for a traveler.
Yeah, it's owned by me and my friend. Like,
You're co-parenting it?
well, yeah, the strings have been replaced like 2-3 times. Like, it's one of those things where it's a guitar that's seen a few days. So as long as it gets played, it's been useful. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no point in having a guitar that's not used when there are so many, crying musicians.
In Jamaica, there was like when I was there was no guitar shops. Like, you couldn't get strings. It was a nightmare. You think for all the music influence that they've had in the world, you think they had.
How long were you there for?
Just for a month. But we did a circuit of the whole island. You can drive around it in a day if you want.
Nice.
It's not super crazy and massive.
I'd like to go to Jamaica. I mean, I want to go everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the money, it could be fun. Yeah, it would be great. I'd love to go to Sri Lanka actually.
Sri Lanka?
Yeah, see the blue whale? That'd be fun.
The blue whale?
Yeah. They have a crevice there in the earth.
So it's not an actual whale, it's a crevice?
No, it's where they've discovered that they birth the blue whales there. So, yeah, it is how do you say, a historic moment. Well, people talk about how big the blue whale is, right? It's supposed to be gigantic. I'd love to see it up close and personal. Nice. That feels great.
Oh, feels great. What's that product you
This
put
is
in?
just argan oil.
Oh. It's not too heavy for my hair?
No, argan oil is great. It comes from Morocco. Originally discovered by goats, trees, and
how did the goats discover it? I know goats discover
they
coffee.
because they eat the berries, right?
Yeah.
And then they poop out the argan nut, and then people use the nut.
Like they poop it out?
Yep.
Poop nut?
Poop nut. But is it? If you can Google it, there's loads of goats in Greece. It's just,
Yes.
It's known as Moroccan oil. It's really good for your hair.
They have that in Bali. The cats, they're kind of like fox cats who eat the coffee beans, and then they poop the coffee beans out. It makes this like super, super fine coffee.
Yeah. They have. I remember going to a zoo. I can't remember when, but I was young, and they had. We were in South Africa, and they had coffee. Be the same thing, but with elephants.
Oh.
Right, so you get these like elephant dung coffee. It didn't turn me on. Like, you just don't. I was just like understand it, but it didn't make me want to drink it.
Yeah, I get it.
Nice. Just gonna give you that like supernatural feeling again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like-
good. Woo!
How many months was it since you came here?
A good 6, 7, gosh. what was
Yeah,
it?
long ass time, huh? Yeah. They really feel so.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it's because like, you know what you wanted to start with, like the like 2 pieces down here. That's why we left it on like 50 minutes. So we get it just a little bit brighter.
And I see what you mean about like it's really blended in nicely with where it was growing out.
Yeah. So you plan to get some lunch somewhere today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have this appointment, lunch, and then my dentist. So this is kind of my self-care
Oh
day.
yeah.
Teeth
Oh no.
hair and teeth.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking about it actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said it to you or not, but I was like, what's better to go first?
Yeah, well,
Like, because
I
I've
don't
had
have
the
a choice.
opposite. I've had like when someone goes to the dentist, right?
Yeah.
And then they come here afterwards.
That's
they're
what I did
normally
last
quite,
time.
Yeah, they're quite quiet. Depends on how much of the anesthetic's worn off. Like, but
yeah, I didn't really have much choice because I had to reschedule those appointments and then I just got whatever. And I'm just glad that you were able to see me today because it fits better than putting both.
yeah, it's nice. What time is your appointment?
2:30.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
You've
right.
probably got just enough time to get lunch, right? Are they metal or plastic? Oh, they're plastic strips.
Plastic.
I like, personally, that's my favourite. Less calluses, the better.
Yeah, I can't imagine playing with metal.
Oh, you have to get used to it. Like, you genuinely have to get used to it. Otherwise, you'll never be able to play it.
when he cuts when it's dry, or is it?
I mean, I'm going to do some refinement once it's dry, but like majority of the cutting is done.
Cool. Yeah, it looks great. It's fresh.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Your hair just needed a little refresh.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm so glad for the photo shoot tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Like, I don't want to do a big change. Like, no, I just want to look.
Well, I was quite happy your dog's like kind of got attention. So, you know, when it comes to things in life, like hair is important.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to like other things, like
I was thinking about that
animals and
because
stuff.
I was like, I want to get this done. I want to want my point of view, but it's like, you know, with my dog.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. Right?
I just felt bad to. Did I reschedule on you twice? Yeah. I rescheduled on you twice, so I just felt bad about that.
Oh, it's okay. I just accepted low season. Also, the barriers outside, so I'm just like, fuck it. Like, there's just so many here.
Yeah, everything goes wrong.
Yeah. And if I give people lots of time, like wiggle room, it means I can enjoy my day when it comes to moving house and doing different things and stuff. Like, sorry, but just on this last bit.
All this suspense for like the reveal. It's great. I love it.
That's the best way to get volume in your hair is to blow dry it.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then put it back on your face.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good
it's
to know.
just
Okay,
dry the
cousin.
roots going full. Also, the reveal's fun as well.
Ah. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, you do feel. See, yeah, that's
Ooh. Ooh. I look like a pretty girl.
you're a pretty girl.
Ha! Got them fooled. It's part of learning the ukulele. I want to be that pretty girl playing the ukulele. You know, the really cute one. You know.
Yeah. This
Looks
one,
great.
I suppose. Yeah, it was fun before.
Oh, great job.
It's nice. The toner makes a big difference.
So what does the toner do?
Takes out all the yellow and gold and brassy tones, like from the rest of your hair, not just your roots, and blends your roots in. So like it's a masterful, shiny technique that is essential for great highlights. Yeah, and I like a little bit of texture in it.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
great. Wow. I look great.
Sweet.
What's that?
This is a little bit of clay.
Clay.
It's actually a little bit of clay.
Why?
It's just to keep the texture. It'll just be in there the rest of the day.
Okay.
That's all. It's
So-
kind of like soft. Feel it.
So, oh yeah.
Yeah, like it's like
So it's not oily. It doesn't make it oily.
no, not really. It's
Okay. So
actually
if
a
I
very
don't-
matte product.
So if I don't wash my hair, I can just go into my photo shoot tomorrow and I'll still.
Probably,
Oh,
you'll probably be alright. The blow dries normally last for like about 2-3 days.
Yeah.
It depends on this evening's weather.
Yeah.
That's a main thing, but I will stick some hairspray in there for
Great.
you.
Yeah. I mentioned a photo shoot. I'm having a photo shoot in my land tomorrow.
Yeah, it's got to be prepared. And then yeah, I'll show you that. Yeah, this feels nice and easy. So this is what we're looking like. You just look like a natural blonde again, right? It's lovely. How's that for you?
Yeah, that's good.
And the layering just goes all the way through.
Wow.
Feel good, darling?
Yeah, it feels great. It feels great. Wow. Cool. Carol says, your stylist looks very artsy. He is very artsy.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Ah, great.
Yeah, it's nice. You can wear it in any. I like consent buying on you.
Yeah.
Because it frames your face. Sweet.
Sweet. Yay.
Let me do it.